Hello everyone, today I'm going to be taking a look at another epic encounter from Steamforged Games as we go to the Steppe of the Lizard Thane. So everything you need for a 5e compatible game is in here. So the box includes 18 sculpts, double-sided playmat, your book that contains the stats and tips and tricks for building your game into an ongoing scenario or as a one-off. Bit of a background behind the Steppe of the Lizard Thane. People as ancient as the Steppe they call home. Nearby kingdoms live in fear of brutal raids and destruction. Some say they eat the dead. Well, it's recycling, isn't it? If I pop open the box, which I do love those boxes, we have our playmat, which is double-sided. This is interesting. It's kind of a photorealistic dealie this time. Some of the ones in the past have been more heavily illustrated, so obviously they have different options. Little A5 sheet about buying other epic encounters, including a Hydra in the swamp. No, thank you. Lair the Red Dragon, though I'm sure that'll be popular. We have the A5 book, and we have our little tray with the miniatures. So let's take a closer look at these. Okay, so the little epic encounter book. I'm not going to go through it in detail because spoilers, but as you can see here, about 36 pages long. You get your story hooks, stats, the various types of creature you find in here. A bit of a brief before you get started, how to play it for different levels of characters as well. Some really nice artwork. A saber-toothed cat riding lizardmen. They call themselves the People. Different backstory about them. I will skip the hooks. We'll show you this though, if I cover that up. So that is one of the mats. In fact, if I go that way, that's probably the best way to do that. There we go. So here you can see the valley itself, the encounters people will get into. The mat's a really nice sort of satin or vinyl finish on it. There's our other one. There we go. Which means you should be able to keep it relatively clean and possibly even scribble on it with a dry white marker. Then we have what appears to be a camp. I'm sure that won't be attacked by anyone at any stage. So, nice little encounter all wrapped up for you. And then we have our miniatures. So, we'll start with one of the big ones. This is the Lizard Thane himself. Pre-colored and colored plastic and pre-built. Better way of saying it. He is around 35 millimeters to eye level. And they come on these little black bases, so you don't have to actually paint them if you don't want to. It's a nice sculpt. Good level of detail if you want to start painting them. Bit of hot water to bend that axe straight may be required. Obviously, because it's pre-built, you will find there are possibly mold lines or seam lines like on the base of this tail that are not easily accessible. That's the price you pay for getting somebody else to do your work for you and assemble your miniatures. Setting him aside, we have two clerics in the box. Very Skeksis feel from the Dark Crystal. Very small in comparison, holding a little flame in one hand. Big bony protrusions down the back. He's a little fellow, only 25 to eye level. So, scrawny but powerful in his own way. Then there are 3 peltasts, so lightly armed slingers, and 6 lizard warriors, dual wielding these big bone or stone swords. Again, good detail on them. A lot of bone tusks and leather going on. And then we have the lizard wardens, so sort of a troll or ogre sized monster. Comes on a 50mm, and there are 3 in the box. These are about 32mm to eye level, although, you know, he bulks up big in comparison. A Wolverine-like claw of tusks on one hand, and then just a massive bone hook, stone blade. Depends if you want to paint it or not. Could have been a moose antler at one stage, actually. Again, nice texture and really nice bases as well. Even though they say they're on the steps, this could easily be lava or water pools in a cavern, because you've got these small levels with the sort of the bubbling swampiness below. Then finally we have 3 lizards mounted on their saber-tooth tigers, and these are really, really nice. The little lizard fella on top is about 35mm to eye level and roughly 50 to the top of his spear. Big saber boy is 70 to tip of the tail from snout. And these are 50mm base again, but as you can see, gorgeous detail. Snake boy on the back's a bit of an afterthought, let's face it, when you've got tusks that big, or teeth on your cat. You probably don't need to worry too much about who's on the back doing the poking. But the overall collection is really nice, and when you're putting together a set to play with, you can just grab these off the shelf and go for it. So coloured plastic means you don't have to paint them if you don't want to. All right then, another enclosed box of goodness for 5e and beyond from Steamforged Games. Some beautiful sculpts there for the lizard men as you play out across the crevasses and hills on the steppes to kill your party, because that's generally what GMs want to do in life. Like all of the other epic encounters from Steamforged, there's a lot of work has gone into it, and it's really nice that you can get these pick up and play off the shelf. There's no assembly, don't need to paint them even, because they're all pre-coloured, so they can easily be identified from your collection if you're playing around with lots of different things and don't have time to paint. But let me know what you think below, if you've picked up any of the epic encounters and where you think they should go next. Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.